Okay, so first we'll see here solutions of the tutorial 3 and then we'll move to the tutorial 4 here. Question number 1 of tutorial 3 is a very straightforward. We are given the triple integrals and question is just evaluate it. Evaluate the given triple integral. Already we discussed about multiple integral that there are very limited number of integration formulas you require. So near about 12 to 13 integration formulas are given at the beginning of the session and I told yes you can do all the examples on that 12 to 13 formulas. So you should be good in that. Out of that one of the most commonly required formula is integral of x raised to n. And what is integral of x raised to n? It is obviously x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. This formula you require number of times, even though it is one of the simple. But yes, you have to keep in mind that when you integrate with x, you may have to assume that y and z as a constant. That is a multiple integral. Now, if you see the questions here, question number 1, 2, 3, 4. First, you have to decide the order of integration. Can you tell about what should be the order of this triple integral? For example, 1. You should integrate in which order? Yes, anyone?
Sir, dx dy dz.
Correct. Okay, good. Good. It is a dx dy dz only. Important thing you will observe inner limits are in yz, so it should be the limits of x only, and it goes with the dx dy dz. So there is not a problem. What about question 2 now? What should be the order?
So dz dx dy.
dz dx dy.
Okay, good, very good. So we have to keep the order as it is, even though inner limits are of x. These are in terms of x, so that should be of that can be of y or z. Okay, as limits are in terms of x, that can be y or z. But whenever that ambiguity is there, you can simply fix that whatever the order you are given that you have to follow. So whatever the order, yes, limits of z can be in terms of x. So whatever the order given that you have to follow there. That's not a problem. So exactly same thing happen in the example 3 because limits are in terms of x and that can be of z. So we have to follow the order as it is there. But what about the last, fourth bit? What about this bit? What should the order?
So dz dy dx.
So correct order, yes, it is a dz, dy and dx. That is correct one. Yeah. The reason is inner limits are in terms of x and y. So obviously we should integrate first with z only. Here is no choice. There is no choice. So we have to change the given order. This is not a correct order given. So we have to integrate first z, then y and x. So that is the first thing that how we can decide the order. Now we'll move to the example. Examples are really simple because here we'll take one of the submission from your division 5. What is the roll number start with? ID number? Yes,
So
anyone?
241.
241. Okay. So let us start with the 241. 241 only. 241 is he present? 241. Are you present here? 241. So should I mark absent for 241? Yes, little louder.
present sir.
Yeah, present. Good. Okay. Okay, so here is a solution by 241. So 241, yeah, it's not okay. Scanned it, but I think it's not clear. It is a little blur image there. Okay, no issue. So you'll observe inner limits are in yz. So we should integrate with x first, and integration of x is x square by 2, yx, zx, upper limit minus lower limit. I will tell you the most important thing when you do this triple integral. Two important things you should have. First, your focus on calculation. Okay, you should be very focused while doing a calculation and should not do a silly mistakes. Okay, sometimes you take LCM or some substitution and you miss sign. Okay, so these two things mainly happens and you will get wrong answer and you will lose the marks. So none of the triple integrals are difficult, they are just lengthy. They are just lengthy there. So you have your focus should be there, and you should have that ability to deal with that simplification. Okay, so you should able to simplify it. And obviously minus 15 is answer there, so it is done, and correct answer he received, so he will get full marks in final exam also, because general examiner observes whether in the first step he done it proper integration, and then he comes to the final step, and if he got everything correct, good, full marks. Otherwise then examiner can find in which step he made a mistake, and marks are reduced there. That about the question one. Question one, the answer is a minus 15. I'm coming to the question number two here. In question two, yes, the order is fixed, that is a dz dx dy, that is a given only. So integral of x with a z is xz, and limit of z are 0 to 1 minus x, and one by one integration is done. And the final answer he received as a 4 by 35. The answer is written in a fraction 4 by 35, or you can write the answer as 0.11. Both are correct. So again here, one by one integration you have to do it. First z, then x, and then y. Okay, that way. So that about question two. Come to the question number three. Now question number three here, few of the students are making mistake. Why they are making a mistake? The reason is they don't use the rules of indices, or they don't use the logarithmic properties. Few properties you should know. Okay, what will happen if you have x raised to m into x raised to n? Yes, anyone?
Plus M.
No,
X raised to
x
power m
m plus
plus
n.
m.
Okay, what is the value of e raised to log x?
X.
X.
X. What is the value of log of e raised to x?
X.
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 What is the value of n log x? Can you simplify it? Log of.
X to the
X
power
raised
n.
to
Raised
n.
to power N.
So these are 1, 2, and these 3. Mainly these 3 properties are used. Okay, that may required in this example, and you should know these properties. What is the see, e raised to log x is x only, because value of log e. What is the log e? Log e. Yes.
So 1.
1. So this may you require. Okay, so these basics that you learned in your school days, that is required here. So few properties like e raised to log x is x, log of e raised to x is x, log e is 1, log of x raised to n is n log x. So that's one only. If you are good in these properties, yeah, you can solve this example. So let me start this question. Question number 3, where the limits are 1 to e, 1 to log y, and I think log y to e raised to x, and the order is fixed dz dx dy. So first we want the integral of log z. This is uncommon function or because there are very rare examples where you require log x integration. So but yes, you can consider it as a standard function, and the integration is z log z minus z. That's correct, integral is replaced. Limits of I think z are given 1 to e raised to x. It is not written correctly. 1 to e raised to x there. Okay. Then here you have to replace z by e raised to x and simplify. You may come across the step where multiplication is there and you have to integrate it with x. So obviously we have to use a by parts. So whatever these two terms written, it is by integrating by parts. It is written by integrating by parts. And I think he left the integral of 1 is x. That is not written here, I think, but many of the students are still managing to get the correct answer. Okay, so not a problem, but yeah, we'll come. Important thing, you have to use by parts in the first term. Integral of e raised to x with respect to x is minus e raised to x as it is, and I think plus x is missing. Plus sign is missing here. Okay, this is plus x is there, and then you replace upper and lower limit. Again, integrate, simplify. Final answer he managed again to get a correct, or probably he done correctly and by mistake he forgot it to write that plus sign there. So answer is 1 by 4 e square minus 8e plus 13. E square minus 80 plus 13. So that about the third bit of the question. Okay, I will just complete the fourth, and then we'll see whether if anyone have the doubt in the question one only. Okay, so fourth one, we already discussed that as the inner limits are 0 to x plus log y. So as these inner limits are 0 to x plus log y, that should be of x and y appear, so that should be of z. Okay, then x is there, so y, and lastly then x. So I think outer limits log 2 is there. It is not looking log 2 there. You should write it properly. It is a log of 2. Outer limits are always a constant. So that is about x limit. Okay, so and function is splitted here. Okay, no, given function is e raised to x plus y plus z, but indices rule is used, and he written e raised to x into e raised to y into e raised to z. That is also correct. Okay, and then integration upper and lower limit, and final answer he got as 8 by 3 log 2 minus 19, and that is the correct answer there. So yes, now if anyone have doubt in any of the first four questions of the question number 1. Yes, any doubt? Someone asked at the beginning of the session that he have the doubts. I think Digambar, is it clear now, or you have yet still you have some doubt here? Yes,
Yes,
270. Is it
now
clear?
it is clear.
It is clear. Okay. So mainly you should focus on step-by-step calculation. It's not so difficult. It's not so difficult. Only it is lengthy. I will tell you the triple integral examples are lengthy. Okay. You have the patience. And now last important thing, because few of the students have a fear of the calculus. Okay. I observed that many of the students thinking about, yeah, double and triple should be for option because it's so difficult. It's not like that. If you have the fear in mind, yes, you will never able to do this. You have to find a way. What is a way you should approach to the topic if you find difficult? The first thing, you should practice that minimum number of formulas. Which minimum number of formulas? Given at the beginning of session, I given 12 formulas. Okay, 12 formulas at the beginning of session as a prerequisite formulas. You should be good in that, otherwise you cannot able to integrate it, obviously. Okay, if you are good in formulas, now you have to focus on the limited problems which are given in the ppts there. We done in theory class that problems are the most important problems. Okay, and then second is a tutorial example. You don't have to go beyond it. There is no need to do any extra example other than the ppt and other than this tutorial. Yeah, if you have time and you want to practice more, that's your choice. But if you do this minimum part only, that ppt plus tutorial, you will get full marks there in final exam. I will assure that you will get 100 out of 100 also, provided you have the good understanding. Okay, good understanding, and you are okay. Then obviously you can solve this type of problems there. So practice is the key only, and you have to practice in a proper way again. Means focus on the limited formulas, focus on this limited example, try to understand what is the logic, and do it. That's what only. Okay. So if you are doing a tutorial your own, you are writing this tutorial your own, then it is automatically it is your practice. But suppose you are copying from someone else, obviously you will suffer at the end, because that time you have to give extra time to practice this example. Okay. And one more thing that about nature of the question paper we'll discuss in some other session. I will tell you what are the type of the because few questions are you can keep it for option also, because the question is like attempt any 5 question from the given 7. So that time you have choice. You have to select which question you are able to solve it confidently. That question you can take it. Okay, so move to the question number 2. Question number 2 is here, which is one of the simple, but question 2 is little different way it is asked. Question 2 is like, evaluate this triple integral, limits directly not given. Instead, it is said, evaluate the triple integral over a cube. The cube, which cube is with a surface of 1 square unit. Okay, so x 0 to 1, y 0 to 1, z 0 to 1. So indirectly, we are given limits of x, y, z. So it is one of the simple question. You will replace the limits of x, y, z 0 to 1. All limits are constant, so order doesn't matter. You can integrate with x first or y first or z first. Answer will come same. And your answer is coming 1 here. Any doubt in the question 2? Anyone? Is there a doubt? Quick.
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay, good. Now, before we move to the tutorial 4, let I ask, I will tell you what is the tutorial 4. Tutorial 4 is regarding the application of multiple integral. Now again, you should not have any fear. You should not have any fear about the application. Why? Because this example itself is the example of application also, we can say. Okay. What is this example? Actually, this example is integral I, which is a triple integral with some limits given 0 to 1, and we are given some function xyz, and then dx dy dz. Okay. So dx dy dz. Now you can observe this what we are doing here in the tutorial 3. Actually, in tutorial 3, just the question is evaluate this triple integral over a cube, and we get the answer as 1. But this 1 is just a number for us right now. 1 is just a number, that is the end of the question. But if I say this x square plus y square plus z square is a density of that cube. Okay, whatever the cube we are given. Okay, we are given some cube whose so this is the cube we are given, 3D figure, that's a cube. This cube have variable density, and that density is a changing density, depends on the point of that solid. So at each point, for example, at origin at 0 0 0, suppose this is the origin 0 0 0, density is a 0, because the density is x square plus y square plus z square. At the point 1 1 1, at the point 1 1 1, density is a 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is the density goes on increasing when you move away from origin. So such a solid you are given, and the question is find the mass of this cube, find the mass of the cube. So we are going to evaluate that triple integration rho dx dy dz. What is the rho in this case? Rho is x square plus y square plus z square. Suppose it is given the density is varying as per the function x square plus y square plus z square. So in that case, your answer is again 1. You are going to do the same thing, that is triple integral x square plus y square plus z square over that limits of the cube, and you get the 1 as answer. But you will say the mass is a 1 unit. 1 unit is a mass of that cube. Okay, now whatever the unit for the mass, you can write it in front of that, or just you say 1 unit is a mass of that cube there. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so application is not a different thing. Application is nothing different. Obviously, we should have a data. Data should be given that what integrand represents. If this integrand is density, the corresponding triple integral represents the mass there. If this integrand, instead of x square plus y square plus z square, it is just 1. Okay, just number 1. Then that triple integral dx dy dz represents the volume of that solid, and your answer will come again 1, because you know triple integral dx dy dz of a cube on the cube, that is length is 1, height is 1, breadth is 1, 1 into 1 into 1. So what is the volume of this cube? In this case, the volume of cube is also 1. Okay, so application is not a totally new thing. It is just one step ahead, that you have to start with some formula, and you have to give the limit, and then you have to do the integration only. That integration is the main part. So we'll move here to the tutorial 4. I hope there is no doubt in any of the question of tutorial 3 first. Is there any problem in tutorial 3? Anyone?
No, sir, all clear.
All clear, good. Now we move to the tutorial 4. Remember, this tutorial also you have to submit by tomorrow. Okay, if you not submit, you will mark as absent for that tutorial there. Okay, so finish these 7 questions there. Again, I given tutorial in the order of the topics that which are most important. The first and most important topic from the application is area. So you take any paper from old question, you can take any paper of IMU, that is an old question paper obviously. You will find there is a question on the area. Okay, find the area between the curves. So area is one of the most important application from multiple integral. Next important application is a volume. So area and volume are only the important application. You may not find, or you will not find, you definitely will not find a single question on mass and center of gravity, okay, mass and CZ in last 10-year question paper. So in last 10-year question paper, not a single question asked on these two topics, even though these two articles are also there in old syllabus. So there is not a single question. But by chance, if question comes, you should able to attempt it. You should able to finish it. So we'll do one question on that. Come to the first question. The question is find the area inside a cardioid and outside a circle. Can you tell me what type of this cardioid is there? R equal to A 1 plus cos theta.
Right side cardioid.
Yes,
Right
yes,
side,
it is
sir.
a right hand cardioid. Good. And R equal to A is a circle with a center 0, 0 and radius A. So we'll take first one of the submission here. I forgot it, the ID number where it starts. 241, na?
Yes, sir.
So I'll take someone else now. Tutorial 4.
M is equal to minus V by U. V is the image distance, U is the object distance. Also, you can note down M is equal to HI upon
Let me
HO.
check is anyone submitted first from your division. So 241 onward. Yes, 245. No, not submitted. Yes, anyone submitted from your division?
If you are getting
Is there anyone who submitted?
0.5 or minus 0.3.
Is there anyone from your division who submitted tutorial 4? Is 288 in your division? 272?
Less than 1 means only the value.
Hello?
272 is in our division.
Yes, sir. 272 is there.
In. Okay, good. So at least he completed it. But 272, are you present here?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Who
good.
is the value here? You have to see the value.
What is your surname? Is it? Kagar?
Sir, I have not submitted. Actually, it
Plus
was
or
Pardon?
minus.
272. You are 272 only, na? Oh, it is a tutorial 3. Why you uploaded tutorial 3 here, huh? 272. If I found these things,
sir.
remember.
Sir,
Yes.
Represents inverted and real images.
Now,
it
I
was
will.
by mistakenly done by
By
me.
mistake, this should not happen. Okay. If I found all these things, rubbish things there, I will cross check your all submission from 1 to 4 now. And if anywhere I found these things, I will mark absent for all the tutorials there. Okay. Remember this now. I'm going to check all your tutorials now. I'm noting here 272 number here. Okay. Don't do these rubbish things here.
Then it is a virtual and erect. Then sign.
Okay. I noted here your number and I'm going to monitor your submissions now. And this is first and last warning because I not observed a single case in the current batch. So whenever I found now any new cheating, this type of a cheating that you are submitting just any other file there and blank files. Okay, and if I found that, I will mark you the absent for all the tutorials then. What about 254?
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Right now you note down the formula. You try to do one numerator also.
Yes, good. Okay, Atharva, yeah, you done it. Nice. So the question number 1, as we discussed here, is find the area lying inside the cardioid r equal to a1 plus cos theta and outside a circle r equal to a. Okay. Now diagram is not correct. What is the wrong thing he done? Can anyone tell? What's the wrong thing he done here in the
Sir,
diagram?
that circle
The region,
A comma
the strip should be
Huh?
Intersection should be
Yes,
A.
intersection should be A. Correct. So you should know the basics of the curves. It is not yes, it is a rough curve only, but even though they are rough curves, you should draw it correctly. Okay, means at least the passing point should be the same. So when you draw a right hand cardioid, the cardioid should go from this point. Okay, suppose you are drawing it. Okay, whatever this, and then this is circle. Okay, so this point of intersection on y-axis is should be there. So they are intersecting at the point, say this is a comma 0, this is a you can say minus a comma 0 in Cartesian actually, but in polar this is again a. Okay, This is a comma pi by 2 I will say, and this is a comma 3 pi by 2 then, because these are in polar. So what is the region then? The region which is outside this part, outside the circle, and so I will highlight circle by blue otherwise. So outside the circle and inside the cardioid, and that's the region we want here. The region is here, this entire region. But remember, all the examples of cardioid you have to solve with the help of symmetry, because if you not use a symmetry, your limits will become from 0 to 2 pi only, and whenever you get that type of the limits, many times you face the answer as a 0 only. So better use a symmetry. So can you tell me where we should use a symmetry here?
So you can integrate from 0 to pi by 2 and become positive.
Correct. So the first one, we'll start with theta equal to 0 degree. Theta equal to 0 degree, and we'll go up to the pi by 2 only, this pi by 2, and we'll observe this region only. We're going to focus on this region only. So whatever the region we get on first quadrant, this one, the same region we get in the fourth quadrant there, and hence we can take that area is 2 times double integral, and the formula in a polar is r drd theta. This is the formula for area. And when we take a radial strip along radial direction, the inner end touches at r equal to a, outer end on cardioid. So r equal to a to r equal to a1 plus cos theta. This is the upper limit here. This is the upper limit, and outer limits for theta is a 0 to pi by 2, as you told. That's one. Now only the thing is we have to integrate this 2 times 0 to pi by 2. R is from a to a times 1 plus cos theta, r dr d theta. Integration of r dr is r square by 2. Put upper limit and lower limit and do the integration. Now here,
Sir.
yes.
So why sir RD? So why sir you have taken that R as a function?
That is already we discussed in the theory session, because what is the formula for area? Tell me first. What is the formula for area in Cartesian? Yes.
For circle is R dr d theta.
No. First of all, our formula for area is a dx dy. This is the area.
Yes,
Is it?
sir.
Now, when we transform the double integral from Cartesian to polar, except ellipse, the value of dx dy is r dr d theta. Okay, that you have to remember. And why that r is coming? R is coming because of the transformation, that we are not going in the proof of that. So there is a Jacobian formula where you require partial derivatives, determinant, and that proves dx dy is r dr d theta. Clear?
And so what about cardioid?
Cardioid, circle, everywhere that is r dr d theta, because cardioid, the shape of the cardioid remains cardioid only by x is r cos theta and y is r sin theta. Actually, when you replace this dx dy by r dr d theta, circle remains circle, cardioid remains cardioid, ellipse remains ellipse also. Okay, so there is not a problem. But when you replace that x by ar cos theta and y by br sin theta, this is a special transformation which is made for the ellipse of the type x square upon a square plus y square upon b square equal to 1, which convert the ellipse to the circle. Okay, we seen, and that circle become r equal to 1. So only for ellipse we replace the dx dy by ab r dr d theta. Okay, dx dy by a.
Sir,
Yeah.
so like in Cartesian form we have 4 quadrants.
Hmm.
So in polar form also we have quadrants or something else.
Actually, in polar form, there, yes, if you overlap these images together, you can say there are 4 quadrants. But generally, it is referred in polar form that lines like theta equal to 0 is initial line, theta equal to pi by 2 is a perpendicular to initial line. There are only 2 lines there. Okay. And there is nothing like a quadrant and something like that. But yeah, you can say quadrant here for symmetry purpose. Okay, to understand the symmetry, you can draw xy plane, and in xy plane you are drawing that polar curves. Okay, and then you can say they are quadrants. Any doubt? Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So except ellipse everywhere you have to replace dx dy by r dr d theta for any curve. That may be cardioid, that may be lemniscate. Okay, anyone. So hardly you have 2-3 curves only in your syllabus: circle, cardioid, and lemniscate. Lemniscate is also the curve which is not asked in last 10 years. Last 10 years the question is not asked on lemniscate. So whatever the questions you are coming in the exam, they are mainly on circle and cardioid only. Okay, ellipse also not coming. Ellipse is again not coming in last 5 to 7 years. Okay, so maximum focus you should be on circle and cardioid only. The remaining part is integration. Now multiple ways are to integrate. One of the way how he replaced that cos square theta as 1 plus cos 2 theta. It is 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 2 that way. Or you can use the Wallis formula also, and you get the answer a square by 4 into pi by 8. That is the correct answer. A square by 4 pi by 8. Oh, sorry, pi plus 8. Let I check the answer. Answer of the question number 1, a square by 4 pi plus 8 square units. As you are writing the area, you can write a square unit there. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so again, bigger task is when you do this integration, that time you may have the problem. This integration actually, you come across cos square theta and then it become lengthy. Okay, you may think like that. But if you use a Wallis formula, you get the answer in one step, which is a pi by 4 there. Okay, you can get quickly there. So choice is yours. You can do it either by Wallis or you can do it by normal substitution as cos square theta as 1 plus cos 2 theta upon 2 and then integrate. Okay. Question number 2. Question number 2 is again on area, but this is the most common doubt many of the students asked on WhatsApp, that sir, how I can draw this line? What is this line? Actually, you know the equation of line in xy plane only. This is the equation of line in 3D, but actually this is not a line, this is a plane. This is some oblique plane, which this plane passes through the origin of the space, 3D space. But our y equal to x square is a parabola in xy plane. This is in xy plane, and we want the area between this parabola and some line, this line. So we have to take intersection of this plane with xy plane. So what is the equation of xy plane? For xy plane is z is 0. So if you replace this z by 0, you get the equation of a line which is in xy plane. So indirectly we have to find the region area of a region. We have to find the area of a region bounded by the parabola y equal to x square and a straight line x plus y equal to 1. So we want the area between these curves y equal to x square and x plus y equal to 0. So come to that question here. You have to draw these both the curves first. So one of the curve, yes, the diagram is correct. Now one of the curve is y equal to x square. This is y equal to x square curve, that is parabola, and this is x plus y equal to 0. Now this is the region of integration. Obviously this intersects at 0 0 and minus 1 minus 1 1. Y is plus 1 there. So x is minus 1, y is 1. Now he taken a vertical strip. If the strip is vertical, lower end touches to y equal to x square and upper end touches to y equal to minus x. So that about the limits of y. X square to minus x. X square to minus x is, and obviously the limit of these are limit of y. Limit of y is x square to minus x, and minimum value of x is minus 1 and maximum value of x is 0. Minus 1 to 0 are the outer limit. So that are correct. So whatever he written, that's correct here if you take vertical strip. So your choice, you can do it with order dx dy also, and just it is integration now, and you get 1 by 6 square unit is the area. 1 by 6 is the answer. Any doubt anyone here in question 2?
Sir, basically this plane x plus y minus z will behave like a line in the xy plane.
No, yes, obviously. What is the intersection of two plane? You can see the two walls in your room. Okay, two walls, when they intersect each other, there is one straight line forms there. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
So same thing is happening right now. Whatever the plane we are given, a oblique plane, which is x plus y minus z equal to 0, something like that. This plane passes through the origin of that one, but intersection of that plane with the xy plane is a straight line, that is x plus y equal to 0. Are you getting?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes 3D figures are there. It is a little bit difficult to imagine, but yeah, you have to think on it. Come to the question 3. Question 3 is find the area of a lemniscate now. Lemniscate is a curve like an infinity symbol. Okay, the curve is correct. Curve is correct. Now this is a question I already told. R square equal to a square cos 2 theta. This is the lemniscate, and the graph of lemniscate is like infinity symbol like this. Okay, and this question is again not asked in last 10 years. Okay, here also we have to use a symmetry. Whatever the area we get in first quadrant, this side, the same area is there everywhere. So it is 4 times. So first of all, we get a formula for area as 4 times double integral. Now it is r dr d theta again. Why r dr d theta? We are in polar because of that. And this is not ellipse again. So that about the formula. Our aim is to get the limits of r and theta. Now for this curve, you should remember the limits because some of the student by mistake they write the outer limits as 0 to pi by 2. But 0 to pi by 2 is not a correct limit because curve doesn't exist above pi by 4. This point, this is actually a pi by 4, and from pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4 I will say this is a 3 pi by 4 there. From pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4, what happens? R becomes imaginary, R becomes negative. When R is imaginary or R is negative, it is considered as a region of absence. Curve does not exist after pi by 4. You can cross check also by replacing. You can cross check by replacing that theta by pi by 2. If replace theta by pi by 2, what is the cos 2 theta then? What is the value of cos 2 theta for theta as pi by 2? Yes. What is the value of cos 2 theta for pi by 2? It become a cos pi, is it? And what is cos pi? Cos pi is a minus 1. So if cos pi is a minus 1, r square becomes minus a square. That means r is imaginary. R is a square root of minus a square. That is imaginary. So there is no curve. So don't go in the too much detail. Just to remember, always the limits for lemniscate are 4 times. I will say always the limits for lemniscate are 4 times integral 0 to pi by 4. That should be outer limit, and inner limits of lemniscate only 0 to root of a square cos 2 theta. That's one. This only you have to evaluate. Any doubt? Is there a doubt? Because this is the position of a strip. Yes.
Clear, sir.
Okay, good. So actually, we are not going in the detail of the curve tracing. That's a too lengthy topic. And just right now you have to remember the few curves. So this is lemniscate is a maximum curve that you have to remember, because again I will tell you there is a very small probability of coming this type of a question in exam. Remaining is a calculation, and the answer is coming as a square unit is the area. So that's the answer there. Okay, that's the correct answer there. I'm not going the detail of calculation. Anyone have doubt in question 3? Is there a doubt in question 3?
No, sir.
No doubts. Okay, good. So we'll move to the question number 4 then. Question number 4 is like this. Find the area common to the circles r equal to a cos theta and r equal to a sin theta by double integral. So first thing I want to ask you, tell me what r equal to a cos theta, or which type of the circle is this one? R equal to a cos theta.
On x-axis.
Oh yes, on x-axis. But what is on x-axis? What is this? It's a
Diameter A.
diameter
It is the
A.
diameter
Yes, very
and
good.
cos theta is the x-axis.
Yes, very good. That is a good observation. So you should remember the curves like this. R equal to a cos theta is a circle with a diameter a on x-axis, while r equal to a sin theta is a circle with a diameter a on y-axis. And because of this only, you will observe the region between them. Yes, it is drawn correctly, perfectly correct. So that's the region whose area we have to calculate. Now, what is the position of a strip here? Yes, along which direction we should draw the strip here? This is actually this circle is r equal to a cos theta. This circle is r equal to a sin theta. Yes, tell me the position of strip. Position of a strip is not vertical, not horizontal. It's along radial like this. Is it? And you'll observe the lower end of the strip touches to r equal to 0. Upper end of the strip moving on this circle, what is the equation of this circle? That is r equal to a sine theta. That is r equal to a sine theta. That is the upper end that is varying here. So that's a limit for r. What about theta? Yes, anyone? What is limits for theta? Yeah. What are the limits for theta here? To get a theta, you'll observe first of all the region exists from 0 to pi by 2, but out of that, this upper end of the strip is varying on this circle, but up to this point it is varying on some other circle. So there is need to divide the region at pi by 4.
It will break, sir. Pi
Yeah,
by 4,
correct.
pi by 2.
Very good. So area becomes a double integral r dr d theta with the limits of theta is a 0 to pi by 4. 0 to pi by 4 for outer side, and the limits of r is a 0 to a sine theta. Now there are two ways to do the move ahead. You can write plus, and now you do pi by 4 to pi by 2. That
So
is
we can
one.
take 2 times also.
Yes, that is a
Looks
good
symmetrical.
yeah. So that is a good way of thinking. This is good logic. So you should use 2 times. Better you should use a 2 times here. See, you should be smart enough to reduce your calculation whenever you have some question in front of you. When you reduce your calculation, but don't do the blunders. Okay, don't write anything you want. You should write it in correct way only. Right now, you observe whatever the area you will get between 0 to pi by 4, same area you get from pi by 4 to pi by 2. So you written 2 times there. So this is the best way so that you get the answer in quicker step, less number of steps. Otherwise, you will divide it into the 2 parts. Okay, plus pi by 4 to pi by 2 limits are 0 to a cos theta r dr d theta, and you'll double your calculation. Okay, that's one only. So both way it is correct. So let me see how he done. Okay, he done it separately. So he done double calculation there, but you can take 2 times there. Okay, so your answer is coming a square by 4 into pi by 2 minus 1. Okay, that's the correct answer, square unit. A square by 4 into pi by 2 minus 1 square unit. Any doubt here?
Sir, please can you repeat again because your voice is breaking.
Yes, I'm recording this session. I will share the recording, but just I'm saying the final answer is a square by 4 into pi by 2 minus 1 square unit. Is there any doubt in any of the step here?
No, sir.
Okay. So that's the question number 4. Question 5. Question number 5 comes on a volume now. This is the first question that is asked on a volume here. So we have to find a volume. So first tell me what is the formula for volume? What is the formula for volume? We are doing this question 5. Yes. What is the formula for volume?
Triple
dx
integral
dy
dz
dz.
dx dy.
Yes, generally we keep dz dx dy. It is a dx dy dz only, but why I am keeping dz dx dy? Already I explained in that recorded video that keeping dz first is have the 2 reasons. First of all, we are familiar with xy plane to evaluate a double integral, because when we do inner integration we left a double integral, and that double integral we always are familiar in xy plane. So that is the best way of doing dz dx dy. Or the other way, I will tell you, all the solids given in our textbook, they are considered along z-axis only. Their heights are kept along z-axis only. So every problem can be solved in this order. Okay, so the best way is a dz dx dy. Now, when you keep dz dx dy, the basic formula for volume is, yes, if we have a cylinder like this, okay, if we have a cylinder like this and we have to find out the volume of that cylinder, we take height and we take area of the base, okay, the area of this base. So pi r square into h, that's a volume. The volume is area of a base into height. Area of a base into height is the volume of a solid, provided that solid have a constant height. But not necessary in real life we have always a constant height. It is like a right circular cone. Okay, now for right circular cone, suppose height is h and the area of base is again pi r square. We are not saying the volume of that cone is pi r square h. Okay, because the height is changing. At origin there is a maximum height, and that is h. But the minimum height is a 0 also. 0 is also the height, and h is also the height. And on this line segment, actually the height is decreasing. Height is decreasing from h to 0. Okay, when you move from origin to this point. Okay, that way. So in such a case, we can find out the volume by this formula. Okay, volume by this formula. Uh, so here we have the same concept only. We are taking volume as a triple integral dz dx dy. Now, whenever the value of z is a constant, suppose the value of constant is h. Okay, value of dz is h, some height h, that is a constant. Then we left with double integration h dx dy. Actually, h is a constant, and double integral dx dy gives us the area of a base, and that h becomes a volume there. So z can be a constant like h, or z can be a function. In this case, z is not a constant in given question. Let I write it again. That volume v we return triple integral dz dx dy. Can you find out the limits of z for the question 5? Yes, what are the limits for z? What is the minimum value of z? All the solids.
0 to
3
Yes.
minus
0 to
6
3 minus
Very
5
good.
minus
Very
5.
good. Remember, all the solids, whatever we are given, they are starting with xy plane only. So for xy plane, z is a 0. For xy plane, z is a 0 there. And upper limit is here. That is a 3 times 3 minus x minus y. That is the value of z. So integral of dz is a z. And when you replace it, it becomes double integral of 3 minus x minus y dx dy over a circle now. Over a circle. And how to do that double integration then? It is in which coordinate system?
polar.
Polar.
Polar is better because we are on circular domain. That's the way you should approach. And here, yes, the base is only drawn. There is no need to draw the complete solid. Yes, correct. So it is a triple integral dz dx dy. Limits of z is replaced, converted in polar, replace, and 3 pi cubic unit is the answer. So any doubt anyone here? Nowhere you have to draw the solids in the exam. Okay, just you have to draw the region in xy plane to get the limits of double integral mainly. Any doubt in question 5? Quick, yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay. So come to the
No,
question.
sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Question number 6 then. Second last question. We have to find the mass of a tetrahedron. Can anyone tell me the formula for mass? Already we discussed.
Triple integral
Into
rho
volume.
dx dy dz.
Mass is a triple integral rho dx dy dz. Okay, that's a formula. Where rho is actually the density function. The density is generally given in the question. If not given, you have to take rho equal to 1. If that is not given, then you have to take it as 1. Right now it is given, so no need to take that as 1. So just you have to replace rho here, and then again order we can do convert order as a dz dx dy only, because we are familiar in xy plane later on. So find out the limits of z first. Can you tell me the limits for z?
0 to c into 1 minus x by a minus
Very
y by
good, very good, nice, correct. Why that are the limits? Because you should know that this tetrahedron, this 3D diagram is not required at all. If you not draw, that's okay. This is oblique plane, x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c. So it have the intercept at a at x-axis, b on y-axis, and c on z-axis. And here is that oblique plane. And we have tetrahedron, which is bounded by 4 triangles. Okay, one this oblique triangle. This is a tetrahedron solid. This is solid, which have the 4 triangles as the boundary surfaces. Out of that, we already decided the height of solid we taken with xy plane only. So in xy plane, z is a 0. Z is 0. So this z equal to 0 to this oblique plane, and this gives upper limit for z, and that gives z equal to c times 1 minus x upon a minus y upon b. So from this equation only, from this equation we get z equal to this one, c times 1 minus x upon a minus y upon b. So that about the limits for z first. Once we do that, once we do the inner integration with z, then we have to integrate this in xy plane on this region, on this triangle. Now for this triangle, what is the equation of this line? Yes, anyone? What is the equation of line in xy plane? What is the equation of this oblique line?
X plus y equal to 0.
No, x upon a plus y upon b is equal to 1.
X by A.
Okay, because we replace z by 0, because this what is this line? This line is actually the intersection of this oblique plane with xy plane again. Same concept that we seen in the previous example. Okay, this is actually the line which is formed by intersecting this plane with xy plane, and in xy plane z is a 0. Just replace z by 0, you get the equation of this line only. And then you have to decide whether you want to integrate with x first or y first. If you want to integrate with y first, your position of strip should be parallel to y-axis. This is y-axis here. This is y-axis. So strip we drawn like this. So lower end touches to y equal to 0, upper end touches to y equal to. From this equation, you get the value of y. Y as a b into 1 minus x upon a, and limit of x is 0 to a there. So this way you have to approach the problem. Important part is getting a limits there. Let I see how he done here. First of all, the diagram is correct. The strip is drawn probably parallel to x-axis. Actually, it is not looking parallel to x-axis, but okay. So it is started correctly. Limits of z given first. Why replace rho again? It is okay. Rho is replaced here. Mu x y z. Okay, next here. But here he written x y z and again rho. So that is not correct. Huh? So mu x y z, that is integrand done. Then yeah, I think calculation, and the answer is given actually for this question. Mu times s square b square c square upon 720. I know this question is too lengthy. It is too lengthy for simplification and calculation, and because of this only, these questions are not coming in exam. Because in exam, it is mainly expected that you should solve these questions within 7 to 8 minutes. Okay, 7 to 8 minutes, one question you should do it, or maximum 10 minutes. So many times that average student is not able to do these questions in 10 minutes, and because of that, generally these questions are avoided. Last 10 years, these questions are not coming in exam, but by chance if it comes, you should able to solve it. Okay, got it? Any doubt in sixth question? Yes, I'm asking any doubt there?
No, sir.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Okay. Come to the last question again. Last question is also this centroid of lamina or center of gravity of a solid. That is again not coming in the exam. It have the similar reason there because they are lengthy. I'm taking a simple example for your understanding here in the tutorial. This centroid is actually a very important concept in physics. I will not go in the detail, but I will tell you one of the application of a centroid. You know the cricket bat. Okay, I'm not good in drawing here. Okay, good. Suppose this is the cricket bat. Where is the centroid of the cricket bat? Whether it is exactly at this center point, whether this is a centroid of the centroid of that bat.
No, sir. Slightly
sir.
above.
It is a slightly. It is actually near to the downward side. This near about this position. Okay, somewhere here, the centroid of the bat is kept for a better strike. Okay, this is a centroid generally. That is a CG. Okay, why the centroid is not exactly at the center? Okay, the reason is the density. One reason may be the density may not be the same throughout. Okay, the density of that solid may not be the same throughout, or you may observe that extra weight is given on that place. Extra weight is given at that place so that the density should be more on that side, and the CG should be shifted to the bottom. Okay, CG should be shifted to the bottom there, and that benefits to get that good strike for, probably for that bat. Okay, so you can go in the detail for the real applications of the centroid, but right now our aim is to get just a centroid of the given region or given solid. Right now, simple example taken for the region only. And what is the region I given actually? I given the region is bounded by, say, x equal to 0, x equal to 2, y equal to 0, and y equal to 3, something like this. Okay, So the region, this region will be looking like this. This is the rectangle whose centroid we have to calculate. In this case, obviously this height is 3, this height is 3, and this length is 2. This length is 2 there. Okay. And we want the center of this rectangle, and density is a constant because density is not given anywhere. So we can assume density is a constant k, or we are assumed density as a 1 also. You can start with any of the statement, let rho equal to 1, or let rho is k. So you can start with any one of that. Your answer will come same. So whenever the density is not given, it's better to assume it as a 1 only. So if constant density is there and standard region is there, what should be its answer? Yes, anyone? What should be the center of this rectangle? Coordinates of center. They are very straightforward, no? Somewhere here we get a center, and this is 2, so it should be 1. Okay, if you divide this length 2, if you just fold with symmetry, you will get a center 1 comma 3 by 2. Is it? Are you getting? This is the answer by observation, but actually you have to show here mathematically. I kept one question here only for your understanding, but remember, questions are not coming on centroid in the exam. But here is the formula. First, you should know the formula. To get x coordinate of the centroid, it is abscissa. X coordinate of centroid is abscissa, which is x bar. Double integration x rho dx dy upon double integration rho dx dy. Ordinate of centroid y bar is given as y rho dx dy upon double integral dx dy. So denominator is just, actually here rho is missing in denominator, but rho is 1. So the formula is become just double integration x dx dy upon double integral dx dy, and similar for y bar. Okay, here he written similarly, smartly written that, but actually you have to show it step by step. And integration, you have to do it. The limits are very straightforward. Limits of x and y are constant. X is varying from 0 to 2 and y is varying from 0 to 3. Integrate, your answer comes 1 comma 3 by 2. If you have the doubt, yes, you can ask. Is any doubt here?